not a bad thing. So what I'm going to do right now is to take you up to 50,000 feet. And I'm going to do this because in the industry that I have been in for the last 15 years after selling CLS, I've been a venture capitalist, an early stage venture capitalist. And what it means for me is that I look at business plans, examine the business plans, look at them compared to the trends in the industry that they represent, and attempt to discover whether or not there's something there, and then make the investment if there is. And so I've made 68 investments since 1993. And just for statistics, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to be able to see something you're willing to invest in. And I've kissed 3,200 frogs. That doesn't work. So if we are where we are with 68 investments, and about 7 of them have been in hospitality technology, what I have seen in gaming technology, in communications, in entertainment, in hospitality, have led me to what you're about to see today. So our theme today, as we look at these overarching trends, is innovation. Technology will cause game-changing behaviors in our business and in our personal lives as well. So here they come. Here are the 10 trends and the impact in how you lead, how you manage, how you work, and how you compete. They will affect, in my opinion, not only the work that we all do together, but your personal lives as well. Number 5, I am the office, and I am. Mobile computing has changed my life. I'm sure it has changed your life. I don't have to rush back to my desk anymore. I don't feel any more pressure to run back to my desk as I used to, because everything I have is available to me on the smartphone, available on new forms of devices or through a browser. And that database and that power and that opportunity to do all the things I need to do away from home has freed me and allowed me to be the office itself. Information and communication are available everywhere at this point. Every one of us probably has as much as we need on our phone right now. And many of us still carry computers. 56%, as I remember, are still bringing their computers to the property. But that's changing as the form factor of those computers gets smaller. Apple's iPhone interface has driven all of us to want to have something like it. It's a revolution in usable mobile computing, and it's one that will continue. It allows us to say that there are ways of accessing our data that make us easily able to get that data in a form that we're willing to accept, even if it's a limited size screen, because it made us mobile. Video conferencing. In 1996, I invested one of those 67, 68 companies in a video conferencing company that died. We were a good decade before the industry really understood the need. But now, because of Skype and other forms of video conferencing, many of us are using it as a form of communication, socially, not necessarily yet in business. But as you know from the experiment with Cisco and Hilton and some of the other hotel chains, and using video conferencing as if it replaces the full experience of a meeting, we are now beginning to experience video conferencing as if it were reality itself. And as we take this to the desktop, I'll show you an example in a few moments, it becomes a social opportunity as well as a business opportunity. And I think that now, 2008, and the next couple of years, you're going to see video conferencing replace the need to travel to a greater degree than ever before. The cost of fuel is the driver, and the inconvenience of airfare is the topping on the cake. Would you believe that Japan is the first country to see a reduction in PC purchases year on year in favor of mobile devices? Well, you probably would if you've ever been to Japan, because almost everybody is doing some form of communicating using their mobile device almost all the time. Japan is way ahead of any country in North America in defining the way in which computing power changes their life, in using mobile computing to change the way in which they communicate, in using tiny devices as their method of communication as well. And then there is unified communications, the idea of having all things available in one spot. There was a time when we had to worry about picking up our phone messages in other places than right there on our PDA or smartphone. But at this point now, no matter how many phone numbers you have to cover, no matter how many email addresses you have to have, even faxes, which are becoming almost obsolescent, all of those things are available to us virtually anywhere we are on our individual smartphone as well. And so I like to tell people I have an office in my pocket. And if you thought of it that way, you've had an office in your pocket for at least a year or two. And now with the coming of even smarter and faster smartphones and new form factors I'll show you in a few moments, it's going to be a reality for virtually anybody who wants it. So computing changes our lives, and it has to make us ask the question, have you or your company, whether it's a property, a management company, whether you're a supplier, whether it's a chain, have you taken advantage of mobility as a corporate strategy, freeing your employees to move as they need to be able to spend their time out serving the guests and not necessarily behind the desk? It doesn't mean that you have to have the full-size screen to do it. It doesn't mean that you have to always be in touch with somebody else. It does mean that you have the ability to do all those things as you move about. It may be your sole purpose in life to serve as a warning to others. And I stand here today as perhaps the one that is the warning. Thank you very much.